YouTube land, what's up? It's your girl Makara from Cougar's Closet. How y'all doing tonight? So listen, I had I was doing a segment about something else, right? But I touched on this about concerts, right? And these concerts getting wild or whatever. So, and I touched a good piece of it, but I wanted to come back and retouch on this some more. So this is going to be going to concerts. So when y'all start going to concerts, right? And y'all took me some notes because I didn't feel like getting lost today. When y'all start going to these concerts, right? I want y'all to start before y'all go, before y'all book y'all tickets, before y'all whatever. And a lot of people gonna think this is not a big deal. This is going to fly over a lot of people's heads. I'm expecting this. Before y'all start going to these concerts, I want y'all to start looking these artists up and see who they are and see what they represent and see what they stand for. Because there are a lot of artists that are out of nowhere starting to come out and make mockery of my father. I don't know what this business is about, but it's going on. So, all artists aren't like this. If you're going to a Jill concert, fine. If you're going to a Anita Baker concert, fine. If you're going to a Maxwell concert, fine. But when you start getting into these rappers, Uchi Virtue, Uchi Coochie, and little ZZ3 and all this, and XPLME3 and all, start looking up these folks and see what these folks are representing, because I told y'all this Uzi whoever, um the one I do a rock body yada yada be jamming. Well, I've been seeing these clips of his concert that he had, and he's talking about how he'll make a city girl love Satan, fall in love with Satan, and he got all these spikes on his head, and he got all this red on it, and he got these crosses hanging upside down, and all of this weird stuff is going on. And there's another guy, this white guy, Sam, that I liked. Well, he had a song, and I was wanting to know who that was or whatever. And one day I held up my Shazam and I caught it, and I came home and I started playing the song. But then at the Grammys or whatever that was, he was doing some demonic stuff. And so I told y'all about this Uzi Vert or whatever. He basically had a concert, and he locked everybody in, and basically they did rituals, and their people souls were snatched against their wheels. you know um Imagine going to one of these concerts, right? And they lock the doors and you can't get out. I told y'all I saw this girl, she was leaving, going to her car, and she was recording and saying it was so demonic that she didn't even want us to hear the music in the background, and thank God we couldn't hear it. But imagine going to one of these concerts, right? And they got all these lights and stuff going, and they mocking my father, and all of this stuff is going on, right? And they locking you in, and they doing these rituals and this and that. Imagine, one of these light fixtures going off and fire strikes out of nowhere. It could have been something wrong with the lighting. Maybe the lights weren't the right type of lights for the setting, and they brought an alternative light, and they caught fire. I've seen these. They call them freak accidents. That's what they call them. Imagine, getting trampled on. Nobody's gonna come and stick the key in and open the door and let you out. You are under the contract of what this artist represents now. He represents burning in fire, burning in hell. You in there reciting these rituals getting these things pumped into your mental and into your spiritual, into your soul, you under contract, buddy. Whatever happens, happens. And then what happens when they unlock the doors and let you out, and you take this demonic demon back home to your kids and your family? Years ago, I remember, I forgot the name of this band, but it was this white band or whatever, rock and roll or whatever. They was hot stuff, and they were having a concert, and it was the same deal like this black girl said when she was running, trying to get out of there. They was having this concert, and they had all these lights in the air. Well, the lights start catching fire. The people in the audience, they thought that the fire was a part of the show. And the lady said that she was close enough by, I guess somewhere by where she could get out close or something. She said something kept telling her, no, this ain't a part of no show. I'm getting out of here. And then, because I'm assuming, if I can remember correctly, I'm not sure. I think it was kind of, the fire was kind of just spreading from these little lights they had or something. And then after a while, it started sparking and booming, but you still had people standing there, well, more because they thought it was a part of the show. But they said so many people got trampled over and this and that and that and this, it just, it just takes my breath away. Now, let me say this. Y'all know I love rap music. Been a fan of all of them, from MC Ren, Scarface. Oh my God, all of them. Even, the newer generation, Future, Gucci Mane and Jeezy, I've been in the mix for a long time. T.I., Pimp C, the Underground Kings, No Future to your front, everybody, Rakim, them, I've been in the game a long time. And so, I would listen to this music, right? And hell, I even thought I was one of the characters that was busting in the door, telling to lay it down. I'm walking through the house, and boy, I'm giving it to them. I'm part of the congregation. I'm in with these boys. But there was a difference when I was listening to this music, right? And the difference was I wasn't awakened then. I was aware, and I was aware that I was going to have an awakening, but I wasn't awoken. So even though, I love these songs and I gravitated to them, and I thought I was part of the group, and I was shooting and I was spraying and I was in the car doing the drive-by with them. The words didn't penetrate because I wasn't awakened, I wasn't open, I wasn't on the scene. But now I'm awakened, and now I'm on the scene, and that means my soul is open, and my soul is open to transmit and to receive. There's a difference. That means my portals are open. And that means if I hear something out of that song that I might want to try on somebody, I might could try it, because see, I'm acceptable to anything now because I'm out and open. So now that I've had these awakenings, I'm real particular about certain type of rap music that I listen to now, because I know I can take these things in, and I'm already crazy enough. I don't need to be taking anything else in. So I'm real selective now about the type of music that I listen to, because Me and the artist, we can do business. We can transpire spirits now. So I have to be careful. So that's why now I'm listening to a lot of Afro pop and Cougar Columbus and discovering, Afro popping and Afro beats and these different people, because I can easily take on these spirits now. Anybody can. Y'all, let me see where I'm at. Hold on. Right. Okay. So yeah. So now, right, we gonna go into the blood sacrifice for this fame. Now, a lot of times, normal people, I guess we're considered normal. Hell, I don't know what we're considered anymore. When it gets to the blood sacrifice part, right, people like me and you, we think that that's a low down shame, right? But I'm here to tell you what I know and what I'm about to unmask and show you. What we think is horrible, that somebody sacrificed their family to be a celebrity or for fame, right? A blood sacrifice ain't always a bad day for everybody. A blood sacrifice ain't always a sad day for everybody. When I lived in Atlanta, there were people, mind you, I was down there, I was interchanging, I was, building relationships, and I was meeting people, and I was meeting people with studios, and I was going to visit, and I was working with coworkers that was working on pieces and this and that. Some like I said, I went to studios, listened to the craft, we talked about the craft. There was coworkers that were working on stuff beside me, and they let me hear them spit, and they had what it took, and so we talked about that, and then we got into the next. I wanted to get into the sacrifice part. Now, you have to sacrifice somebody. Wouldn't you feel bad about that? You know what a lot of them boys from the A told me? Hell no, I sacrificed my daddy in a heartbeat. That MF did X, Y, and Z to me. That MF wasn't never around. That MF was beating my mother and this and that. I sacrificed him in a heartbeat. A blood sacrifice ain't a bad day for everybody. A blood sacrifice is the jackpot for some. hmm That's why I always say, be careful who you messing with, because you don't know. You really don't know who you messing with. There was men down there that felt like they had been mistreated by the hands of their fathers, and things happened to them, to where dad can get wiped out right now if they come with the right offer. He the first to go. So I want y'all to start researching these people before y'all start going to these concerts and seeing what they about, because I told y'all they out here and they snatching souls, and they taking people with them beyond they control. And a lot of mysterious fires have been known to break out on these stages with these people. There has been electrical shock out these guitars, killed these people right on the floor. Just all kind of mysterious things start happening. They call it a freak accident. That's what they call it. It it boils down to this. being at the wrong place at the wrong time. If a lot of you do not start doing a research or look, being able to be guided to look beyond the human eye, you can find yourself twisted up in something that you had no idea. All that you thought was a night moment of fun turns out to be something else that you cannot get rid of. I just want to start waking you guys up to the consciousness of where you are going and who you are going to see and what do they represent. It's the same thing that you would be asking your children if they was going somewhere. Well, what do he sing? Let me get on here and check him out. Well, it's that steel type of flow. But see, it's boiling down to this. Uh, God gonna be calling. He gonna be putting signs out. And people gonna be going on about their merry old way. They ain't heard nothing. They ain't seen nothing. They don't know nothing. It's all innocent. It's all fun games till you get in there and the door slam and lock and you can't get out. And a lot of this stuff is taking place at these concerts. Now, like I said, all artists ain't standing for this. There are some artists that's still good to the heart or whatever, and there are some artists that have built their own brand up by going into these holes in the walls, by going into these gay clubs and performing, and building their self up, and they got that type of crowd, and they content with that because they don't want to commit a heinous crime. But then there's some people, they feel like people need to get out of here. And they getting them out of here. And they pulling you in the room with them. You witnessing all of this and don't even know what you're witnessing. You at a club. What is this flying around? Or is that one of them orb things? Because when I look up, I don't see it. But when I look in the camera, I see it. You didn't enter into a contract that you don't know nothing about. These, if you are having awakenings, these things can start opening and going into your portals and start penetrating your soul and start penetrating your mental, and your mental can tell your brain to start giving action, and you might want to get out here and handle something that way that they put in the verse. And guess what? Come to find out, a lot of these rappers that sing in this life, they not living it. They didn't graduated from Morehouse and they come from a family that already had money, and a lot of these people that's talking about this stuff ain't even got no records, and few of them, and some of them had traffic records. But see, when you woke, and these children that's coming up now, they already born woke, coming into the world. These teenagers and stuff. That's why they ain't got no problem killing, because they already woke. They come through the door woke, and see, they already know that it's a spiritual fight going on in the background. And the way you coming in the physical form, like you finna win, and they ain't finna let that happen. That's why a lot of this violence is going on, because these kids are already awakened. I lost my train of thought. But I just need you guys to start researching this, because like I just don't know how to make you understand how precious your life is for you to be getting caught up somewhere at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or are you going to these places and you entering into a ritual, you entering into a contract that you don't even know you entering in. You go to the place one way and you come back another way. You come back, you went angelic, but you came back demonized. You start having all this bad luck and stuff start happening to you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You can't catch a break. And don't nobody care if you catch one. Ain't nobody trying to help you catch one. It's those type of effects that this stuff will put on you, especially if you have an awakening. So if you are on my page, right, and you are starting to have awakenings, and I know you're starting to have awakenings because I'm giving them to you. If you are starting to have awakenings, then and you know you are somewhat of a violent soul, or you know you somewhat just not even a violent soul, but you just true to your nature, and some of this stuff is enhancing you and your soul is open, it is time for you to bag back and start listening to some of this Afro stuff that I'm listening to, getting in touch with your folks. A blood sacrifice ain't a bad day for everybody. A blood sacrifice is a jackpot for a lot of them. But it is up to you to protect your soul. Because once you have that awakening, your soul is up for the snatching. You know, when it's laying dormant, it's hollow and it's cemented and everything is around it and can't nothing pierce it. But when your soul start elevating out your body, baby, you can go out here and do business with anybody, good or bad. That's what I need you to recognize. And you can put yourself in a place that was totally innocent to you. And I know it's totally innocent to you because you might not have this high vision back here. That's why I'm on here telling you to start finding out who these people are and what they represent. Because people have obsession with celebrities. They try to kill them all the time. So if people will even so much as go that far, you have to know at some point you in the middle of a spiritual war. You got to know you standing right in front of it. Like all these demonic spirits out here grabbing and snatching, and what is they grabbing and snatching for? It got to be of some of importance. But that's what the human eye can't see. That's what the human ears can't hear. That's what the human mouth can't speak. That's what the human brain don't know. Oh well, let me get out of here. I just want to touch bases with y'all on this type of stuff here and start keeping y'all aware, because the first thing that I want to do is keep you aware of your surroundings, and I want to keep your soul intact. Y'all had no idea how priceless y'all are. And y'all are just innocent souls out here be getting in everything. But y'all better be glad his eyes is on the sparrow and my eyes is on him. Oh God. Yeah. I have to keep shedding my grace.